What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games, and today we're covering how to play Greninja in Pokemon Unite. Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the month, and that'll be fantastic. I got tons of other Pokemon Unite videos, highlights, and guides. Anyways, Greninja is a ranged physical attacker, which is actually pretty rare in the game. Greninja is really offensive, fast scoring, quick, has tons of dashes. However, he does have a bunch of skill shots and can be rather difficult to use. Hopefully in this video, we'll be able to go over how to improve your game with Greninja, what moves to use, best items, and all that good stuff. Anyways, let's dive right into the move overview. Starting off with Greninja's ability Torrent. When the Pokemon is at half HP or less, its attack and movement speed are increased. So this is one of the reasons why Greninja is a hard to use Pokemon, because you want to be damaged, you want to be at that halfway HP marker, or even less. However, you do have to watch out for getting bursted down and killed immediately. And however, Greninja is a very squishy Pokemon already, does not have a lot of HP, so this could already happen at full HP, just getting completely bursted down by someone's like a Gengar, as an example. So don't feel afraid to be at half HP or less, because this is when you are strongest, and you have to get comfortable with that feeling of near death to really fully utilize Greninja. Greninja also has a really interesting basic attack mechanic. Basic attack becomes a boosted attack with every third attack. At long range, a boosted attack deals increased damage to opposing Pokemon and decreases their movement speed for a short time. At close range, a boosted attack deals more damage the lower the opposing Pokemon's remaining HP is. So, following this third boosted attack, the best way to play Greninja is being at half health so you do maximum damage, to attack them from far away, to poke them, and then once they are low, to go in and try to assassinate them. Luckily, Greninja has some dashes in their kit, so they can dash in, go in for the third auto attack, and remove the enemy. Greninja's first move is Bubble, which is a 9-second ranged attack. Attacks with a spray of bubbles, decreasing the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time when it hits. So this move is great for chasing opponents. It actually has a pretty decent range as well, especially at the early game, and it slows down the opponents. However, it does not go through opponents, so don't expect to bubble a whole group of enemies. This is only a single target move. Greninja's other level 1 move is Substitute, which is an 8-second dash. It leaves behind a substitute doll for the user while it's moving forward. So you gotta pick which direction you get a dash in, which is your early game escape move. And the substitute doll is pretty cool because Pokemon will target it first until it is taken care of, or they switch targets back to you. So they do have to retarget, which I think is pretty awesome for a move. At level 5, Greninja can replace Substitute with Smokescreen, which is a dash that has a 11-second cooldown. The user creates a smokescreen and rolls away from its current location of your choice. Immediately afterward, the user begins sneaking and has his movement speed increase for a short period of time. This also makes its next basic attack a boosted attack. When you upgrade it at level 13, it increases attack for a short time when the user stops sneaking. So this move is incredibly strong for getting out of combat, and also when the opponent enters the smokescreen, they'll lose vision, which is great for you in a team fight, so you can hopefully capitalize on that situation and either escape or kill them. Instead of Smokescreen, Greninja can learn Double Team, which is another 11-second dash. Quickly move the user away from the current position, creating illusionary copies of it to aid in battle. Upgrade at level 13 reduces his move's cooldown. So the main difference with Double Team is, instead of having a vision wall, you summon 2 other copies of yourself, and they'll run in opposite directions of you. And then they'll just wander around until they are destroyed or until the time limit is reached, which is a couple of seconds. This dash also goes a little bit further than Smokescreen. However, Double Team does not guarantee you'll get away, in sense of the opponent can still see where you're going, and a human does move a bit different than how the clones would move. So it is a little bit better of a dash. However, I personally prefer Smokescreen over this move pretty much in every single build of Greninja. At level 7, Greninja can replace Bubble with Water Shuriken, which is a 7-second ranged attack. Throw shurikens made of water in quick succession, decreases the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time, and restores the user's HP when it hits. Also increases the user's movement speed while using this move. When this move is upgraded at level 11, it increases the number of attacks for this move. So Water Shuriken is your ranged Greninja build. This move is pretty good, and it is a skill shot, so you do have to aim it. The main thing about this move is it's best to use this move when you are moving back and forth. If you're using this move while moving left and right way too parallel to the opponent, you're going to start missing some of your shuriken. And that's the only downside of this, is if you are trying to strafe your opponent left and right and going all the way left or all the way right, you're going to probably miss some. And the shurikens do not go through the enemy as well. These are single target only. The damage is pretty nice, and this does go well with Greninja's ranged auto attack, and lowering the movement speed of the opponent is always fantastic. Instead of Water Shuriken, Greninja can learn Surf, which is a 9-second melee move. Has the user ride a wave, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and restoring the user's HP. If this move knocks out an opposing Pokemon, its cooldown is reset. In addition, this move deals increased damage to opposing Pokemon with low HP. At level 11, it does upgrade, increases the amount of HP restored. So this move may not seem as good as Water Shuriken, however, this is my personal preference for my Greninja build. It's because this move perfectly combos with our third physical auto attack, where you do increased damage based on how low their HP is, which is great for an assassin Greninja build. So Surf not only does a lot of damage, has a dash built in, which gives you now 2 dashes with whatever other move you pick to go along with Surf. And if you have a eject button, you technically have 3 dashes on this character. So it's going to be really hard to touch you, which is what I love. But also, this move will let you instantly reset if you get a kill. So this move will let you get more and more kills while you're restoring HP per hit. And it can really just snowball Greninja into a physical assassin once he weakens the enemy from afar. Greninja's Unite move is Water Burst Shuriken, which is an AoE attack. Has the user throw a giant water shuriken towards a designated area, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and decreasing their movement speed for a short period of time when his Unite move hits. The water shuriken then immediately explodes, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect once again and throwing them. Once this Unite move ends, the user may jump in a designated direction. So this move is an aimable skill shot, which is pretty hard to use in the sense that it doesn't instantly travel to where your opponent is. You need to predict where they're going to be, and you want to hit it into a group. It does damage on the travel to the location, and it also does damage when it explodes at its location. So it does tons of damage, but you can miss this Unite move, so you can't just throw it out there willy-nilly. The items that Greninja will be using in this build is Scope Lens, Muscle Band, and Float Stone. Scope Lens increases our crit hit rate and our crit hit damage, which is great. Hopefully you'll get some lucky crits to do some great assassinations. Muscle Band is the most important item for any physical attacker in the game, as it gives us raw attack damage and basic attack speed. So that plus 5% is huge and definitely game changing. And Float Stone will give us more raw attack damage and movement speed, which is great because we want to be the fastest frog as possible on the map. If we had to replace any of these items, I would recommend replacing Scope Lens with Buddy Barrier. Buddy Barrier is a great item as it increases our HP by a good amount, and when you use your Unite move, that Pokemon and the nearby ally Pokemon with the lowest HP are each granted a shield equal to their 30% of their max HP. Essentially, when you go into a team fight and use your Unite move, this will grant you even more sustain by giving you and your buddy a shield, so hopefully you can survive the team fight and win and hopefully get that Zapdos. And for our other item that we'll be using, our battle item, we will be using the classic eject button. Really nothing better than this item in the game, honestly, when it comes to this. Unless you're a jungler, then using Fluffy Tail is pretty valid, but eject button is another escape for Greninja. And if you're using the Surf build, that gives you 3 escapes, so hopefully you'll never get caught out by the enemy ever again. Greninja is best played in either the top or bottom lane. Greninja does have the ability to jungle. I do recommend checking it out for fun. I think it's pretty solid, but it's not better than a Gengar or an Absol or Zera Aura. But if your team doesn't happen to have a jungler and you don't want to throw the game, I recommend trying it out because Greninja does have a good amount of lifesteal abilities where he is pretty good against mobs. And for that type of build, you can always go with a Fluffy Tail instead of eject button, but eject button, in my opinion, reigns supreme. So Greninja is going to play relatively the same from levels 1 to 5. You're going to be using Bubble in lane to poke your enemies and slow them down, hopefully to set up ganks for your jungler to help you get kills in lane. or use Substitute to survive until you get to the late game. So with Greninja at level 5, you're always going to be picking up Smokescreen. This is a better move than Double Team in the sense that it does eliminate opponent's vision, and I think it's very useful in team fights to just throw up a vision barrier against your opponents so they don't know who to necessarily target, and they can be taken out relatively easily. Especially when it's upgraded, you get to be able to do the boosted attack from it, and that can be really helpful for assassinating enemies with either a range or a close range attack, which will go well into what will actually make the split in our build, either Surf or Water Shuriken. In my personal preference, I prefer Surf, but I don't think it is necessarily better than Water Shuriken. I think both builds depend on your playstyle. Greninja is a harder character to play as, so I wouldn't try to force yourself into playing one or the other if you don't enjoy it. Just play which one you would rather play. Surf, in my opinion, is the better one for me because I really like that third boosted auto attack. It does crazy damage when they're half HP or less. And then Surf not only heals you, but also has the instant cooldown refresh, so you can keep surfing and surfing again. And I love having a third dash on top of the eject button, so it's so good dashing out with Smokescreen, Surf, and eject button. Makes Greninja extra slippery, so you can stay at the edge of combat as long as possible and get as many kills as possible. So that's my preferred way. But Water Shuriken is also great if you are a type of player who wants to hang out on the side of battle and never actually go in and just always be a sneaky threat. It is way better for poking with Water Shuriken, and you don't have to worry about being bursted down by the enemy if you're using Water Shuriken as much, just because they do have to come to you, and you're always playing the distance game, especially a Smokescreen, keeping the distance away from your opponent. Well, everyone, thank you for watching my How to Play Greninja video in Pokemon Unite. Hopefully this video will increase your game, get you higher up in the ranks. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Trying to hit 1,000. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys next time with more Pokemon Unite action. Peace out.